what is Elastic Beanstalk and how Elastic Beanstalk is working. What is the benefit of Elastic Beanstalk? And Elastic Beanstalk is one of the like I would say it's a managed services from AWS where we can see that how this service working and how we can take benefit of the managed services. Okay, so Elastic Beanstalk is we can say it is a part of something deployment, right? Where we can say it's compatible with currently Java, PHP, Python, .NET, Node.js, and many more. That means it's going to compatible with the available code industry, right, in the market. And it's kind of it's a fully managed services, which provided by AWS. So AWS Elastic Beanstalk is completely like friendly application, which is meant for deploying and scaling web application and services developed with, I repeating again, Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Go language, and Docker as well. You can make your containerized applications there. And also get more familiar with kind of like Apache, Nginx, and IaaS. There is a Passenger. So these are web services available, right? Web servers kind of. Means if I'm looking to build up my IaaS server, I'll go with Elastic Beanstalk, I'll take the image and I will get deployed that. In that case, I can save my time to work with the coding. I can save my time to create infrastructure from scratch and after that installing role step by step because it's a managed service. Plus, there are more benefits which we are going to discuss, especially within the practical as well today, right? So you can simply upload your code and Elastic Beanstalk automatically going to handle your all the deployments from capacity provisioning, right? Like you have your ALB, which is load balancer, and then you have auto scaling, and you can able to manage your application health as well with the help of CloudWatch monitoring. Like you guys remember we did practical on auto scaling as well. So we did that time manual stuff. We created manually auto scaling. We created load balancer manually. We went through the CloudWatch monitoring, but that will be also managed manually. But here in like Elastic Beanstalk, these things will gonna to manage for you as a managed services. Only things that like you have to provide a kind of I would say like the policy, like whether you are looking for high availability, whether you are looking for single AZ, it's up to you, right? Generally for POC and testing purpose, we are not going with high availability, but there is a good options available which we can able to rely and see the functions according to that. Okay. Now there are most options available. You can go and create your services. Based on that, it will be create super fast, like within a just 5 minutes something, less than 5 minutes. Okay. Plus, you can integrate this Elastic Beanstalk with your GitHub repository so that if any new code is going to be deployed on your application, Elastic Beanstalk can directly go into that and it will be directly deploy your code. Okay. Plus, it will also give you, if you have a handy code available at your local laptop, you can upload your code and start building your environment with a particular basic code according to that. Okay. So you have 100% control of your resources, which you are looking for. And it is part of more managed services. Like if I'm looking for some critical application or like I'm looking for some production application. And whenever I require 10 more instances, similar concept of the Elastic like auto scaling with it. Okay. So whenever you guys require, based on your policy, based on your architecture you have designed for Elastic Beanstalk, it is going to create and manage your policy for you, right? Because you don't have to do any manual stuff there. And it is also help you to manage your like the cost optimization, because whenever required it will add, whenever they aren't required they will terminate automatically. That is function of actually auto scaling, but here you don't have to do anything, that will be going to manage by itself. Okay. So it's another service. Now let's go to Elastic Beanstalk, which is I hope my screen is visible for everyone. This one, and there is a service available within the service, guys. You can see in EC2 compute also Elastic Beanstalk. Why it is in compute? Because in background it is going to create for us EC2 instance only, which you can do as a manual. Well, you can do as a part of your, like, what we can say, it's a automation as well, right? Because it's a managed application. Now you create two things: environment, then application. Environment will declare, guys, what I'm looking for this environment. Then application, I'm looking for which one for this like .NET and which base you're looking for. Okay, so let's give name here. I'm saying testing lab, or you can say web app, right? Up to you. Now give the tagging name here. Tagging is always required, guys. So I can give here something. Oh, sorry, I did escape actually. 1 second. Yeah. The name is already reserved because Elastic Beanstalk will use manually, right? So let me give some tests and labs. Okay. So that will be add the tag in my server. Now guys, platform. Platform will give you very like different varieties here. See, .NET Core on Linux. What is mean of that? If I will use this, I will get Linux server automatically selected by Elastic Beanstalk. Plus, I will get .NET will be installed on the server itself, pre-installed. Then there is a .NET on Windows. Then there is a Docker. Means this will set up your Docker basics there. After that, you can able to work that. Glassfish is another language or server you can create. Go languages there, Java, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Tomcat, right? Different. So guys, let's go with the Tomcat basic just, okay? Now, you can create, guys, you are looking with the like Tomcat 8.5 with Corretto, 8 running, 64-bit Amazon Linux. These are the different versions available. So let's go with the latest, that's fine, okay? Now, 410 is a recommended, so it will automatically give for you. Now, you have option, guys, here. Either you can go with simple application. Sample is something, you will get Apache page, right? And that will be going to work for you. Now, if you have a code, or you will got the code from your developer or application team, they are saying, I have a customized code I want to deploy on Elastic Beanstalk. Then they will provide you either local file, like a WAR file or a zip file you can keep from your laptop. Or what is the best practice here? Ask them to upload on S3. Okay. And guys, you remember yesterday with S3, we getting the path, right? https://usc.com, then slash your prefix, then your code folder will be there. So you can keep that location here. It will automatically get the code downloaded and start deploying for you. Okay. That will be the benefit of S3. So we can able to use that. I don't have any basic code, so I should be fine with my simple application. Okay. We can do that. Now guys, for you, for a hands-on purpose, I would say go to Elastic Beanstalk whenever you get time. And before that, go to Google and download some sample code from like .NET, from IIS, whichever you are thinking you are comfortable. Okay. And get the code download on your laptop, then upload the code from here, local file directly, and then start deploying. Whatever we're doing, I'm using sample, but I really want you to guys try with some customization. Okay. Now sample code we are okay. Now I'm going to configure more options here. Configure more options, guys. We just discussed about load balancer, auto scaling. So it will be show me like that option, which I can able to use for my basic testing. See, single tier, if you're looking, that would be free tier eligible. Means that green tag, right, with free tier, guys, T2 micro. This will give me the same server. Plus, it will give me single instance. So there is no high availability. First, please keep in mind, we are not going to do high availability, but how to do, where we'll see definitely. If you're going with single instance using Spot you understanding guys, there are bidding instances available which we are using for a auditing purpose or something like for a shorter period. Then there's a high availability. If you're looking for high availability, just see the difference, guys. Try to notice this capacity field. I'm clicking single instance. See, there is only one instance with single AMI. It is going to be used. Now, if I'm looking for Spot instance, it will going to enable for you. And see, if I'm looking for high availability, means it will give me 1 to 4. From 1 to 4 instance, I will get high availability increase. But still, this is some suggestion by AWS. It's a managed service. But still, if you really want to go with the customization, you can able to work with that, right? As a real time according to your requirements. Like which instance I should be using instead of T2 micro, I can go with a higher. How many instances like 1 to 10 is as well you can use, right? Based on your condition. So that will gonna to give you more information according to that, okay? Now software, see, AWS X-ray disable, rotation lab disable, log streaming disable. Why this is, guys? Because these are default and they don't want to add the charges apart like without notifying you. So it's up to you. If you're looking these kind of debugging, you can enable this, okay? Size of hard drive, you can able to play. Load balancer, guys, ALB, just one process it will do for you. All the things, rolling update, deployment is disable, health check, enable. That's a part of security. It will ask you to keep here if you want to go with that, okay? Keep here why required, guys? Because I really need to maybe switch after that. Once I will complete this process, okay? Then you have a notification like SMS you can use whenever my Elastic Beanstalk getting drained or delete or high availability, anything, I should get notification. Updates you can manage. Monitoring, guys, by default, it's a like part of disable, but you can go with and enable all these things if you're looking more debugging according to that, okay? This environment is not part of VPC because we have only a single VPC, but lot of time it is happening, there will be a separate VPC in a company. So they will ask you to, that Elastic Beanstalk should be part of secure VPC. So you can able to select that VPC with editing just. Database, guys, we are not using any one here because it's a basic understanding, but if you have any database running existing, you can able to provide here. Else, if you're going with multi-AZ, it will create RDS for you by default as a high availability part, okay? I hope, guys, these options are clear and what is mean of each, why we are selecting this. Let me know if anything not clear, because, guys, these things are really part of your regular stuff and in the time. Now go to edit and see the capacity. You can able to go on demand instances. Then I have a like 70%. See, whenever it will reach up to 70%, I want to add like till 5 minutes. I want to add instance between 1 to 4. You can customize these settings, guys, based on your requirement. See, instance from 1 to 4, and there is load balancer also. You can able to do, but if you want to go with single instance, still with that you can able to work it according to the customization as much as possible according to your requirement and management stuff. Cool. So like this, guys, you can customize each option based on your need and based on your requirement. So everything is available, whatever size I'm looking for, capacity I'm looking for. And see, volume, it will be used by default. Container default means it will be more faster if you compare with your normal hard drive from the real time case, okay? Guys, let me know if anything not clear. And see, this load balancer also, it is created by ALB for us. We can able to use that. Right? Let me guys, if anything not clear, we always going with ALB, that will be latest, not with classic, not with NLB. NLB is a network load balancer, is having separate functions where only network static information I want to forward, then I will go with NLB. All right. Let me know, guys, if any question. Are we good to go further? All right, cool. So I'm not looking, I'm going with single AZ only. Just to understanding, I'm going to show all these things to you. Okay. Now create app. So guys, what I've done, I am not going to create load balancer, auto scaling, anything, but that option is available if you're looking for high availability. So this time, guys, it will be create. See, I haven't done anything. I'm not going to upload Tomcat. I'm not going to upload any code here. Just a basic, I have given the configuration of my infra. That's it. The rest, it will do it for you, everything as a managed services part. Even guys, in managed service, if your instance got crashed or deleted by any mistake or anything could be happen, it will launch automatically new instance for you with the same replica. There is a benefit of this load balancer, Elastic Beanstalk. It is going to maintain your version controlling as well in a background, which is by default again. With some, I think, space limitation for the management of code. Just so guys, will wait just a few minutes so that it will get created and I can able to see it.
Hi Dev.
Yeah.
In between, could you please show how to get the code from the Google for this Elastic Beanstalk? I
There
mean,
should be a lot of, yeah, lot of valuable, right? So sample codes for Elastic, sample Python you can take, right? Or Elastic Beanstalk you can take. So that will give us understanding what we are looking for. Right, this one will be setting up the development environment and using deploying Flask. See, this is for Flask, this is for Django, and this is for Python application with database. So let's say if I'm looking for using Elastic Beanstalk with the Python. So this will give me the basic understanding. Yeah, this one. See, there's the deployment package which we can able to use for Django plus Elastic Beanstalk input. It's a basic script available for the deployment purpose.
okay.
Plus, yeah, I can give you more example. So there are actually more available based on our understanding. We can able to use that. It's just a part of like a similar process only. Technology going to change out. See this one, Ruby on Rails and PHP MySQL, PHP Laravel, right? And Cake PHP, right? These are available. ASP.NET Core, it's part of that. Python and Flask application. You can download sample application used by when you create an environment, you can able to get the complete bundle as well. See, these are the zip available for Docker, Go, even these code you can able to use for your own purpose. So you can download these at local, then you can use for a deployment.
Okay.
This link is good. Yeah, having all the things. So even like AWS best part is like whatever we are looking for, AWS definitely have based on requirements. Right.
Okay. Thank you there.
Thank you so much. And this is one of the Elastic Beanstalk samples also, like from the GitHub repository we can use. Please, can anyone ping me please in chat? I don't know why I'm not able to share anything or paste something. Anything, please ping me on chat. Yeah, I got it. No, no, I think chat not working. I don't know why. Okay, no issues. Cool. So guys, you can just go with AWS samples. That will give you all the zip files. So guys, this is something C created IP address. Now let me show you what exactly it's going to doing for us. You can click on EC2 because again it's a part of EC2 I mentioned. In background itself, it's creating for us the EC2 instances. So if you go to running here, so guys, I haven't created anything manual. See this one, web app environment. I have given the name web app. So this instance created by Elastic Beanstalk for us, right? Even guys, by mistaken, if I will delete this or something, Elastic Beanstalk will redeploy for me with the same stage, whatever is currently available. Okay. Now, if you reload, let's see, the environment should be ready, and I will get the endpoint URL, guys, to access my services. This one, see, Tomcat is okay. And guys, okay means your server is fine and working perfectly. Now, let's say you did the sample first, but now your team is saying, hey, I have a code of Tomcat which I want to deploy. And you don't have any automation, any mechanism yet created. It's a fresh first time. So guys, you can able to go and ask them to code, choose file, and upload here the code. That code is going to deploy on your Elastic Beanstalk. But in this case, guys, make sure if you are using Tomcat, then Tomcat code will be going to have, because compatibility already done by Amazon for us. Version level, guys, you can define which version you are looking for, so that will be going to help out. Okay. If you click on application version page, guys, this will show you. This is the current only I have sample application. So anytime when you feel I got a failure and my new code is not working, you can go to your existing code. In that case, it will show you more version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if there are many. Then you can go and say deploy. Deploy means it will go and redeploy your which code you're looking for. That is one. If you are looking for delete this and I want to go with the default, then delete also. It will go automatically itself on a default environment. Okay. So my case that my web app is you are done. Now guys, it will give you the URL. URL will be accessing your website to just for a testing purpose. Web app. See guys, this one. This will show you your like the Tomcat is working fine and your environment is ready and working fine. Okay. So you have different options available which you are looking for and managing. You can create multiple environments according to your requirement and just kind of use managed services and just focus on your code, how that is working with a real time. Okay. Infrastructure things will be done by AWS for us in this case. Same thing, guys. I use Tomcat. You can use either like part of IAS or .NET or a Python, whichever language we comfortable, we can able to do. Plus, I also shown guys Elastic Beanstalk also created an instance for us, which we can see from here. So if by requirement, anyone you want to log in on the EC2 instance, maybe your developer will say, I want to connect, I want to check troubleshooting something, you can give this IP and create the key pair and provide to the user. Okay, so that user can able to access and fix the problem for you within Elastic Beanstalk as well. Okay, there is no kind of bigger point where you should stack and you will not be able to do it. It's not like that. You can do any customization at point of time based on your requirement.
Hey Dave, quick question.
Go ahead, please.
So this Elastic Beanstalk, it also creates the S3 and all the stuff that we mentioned before, right? Not just the EC2 instance, but all the stuff.
Yeah. No. It will just create compute resource for you. But you should have your code ready in S3 because it is not going to create S3 for you. But still, if in your code it is mentioned like I want to create S3 bucket, I want to do the triggering according to that, it will take action for you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this environment is just for the computing purpose.
Yeah. This will create complete environment for your infrastructure. But in case that solution we are looking for, like S3 creation, compute creation, IAM creation, multiple applications, then there is a benefit of CloudFormation we can use. We can write everything in CloudFormation template and we can start utilizing that.
Okay. All right. I understand. Thank you.
Dave,
Thank you.
Dave, I have one question. Suppose like if we have two versions of code, like today we deployed one code and tomorrow again we have some changes and we deployed second version of code. So can you show like if we need to refer the previous code, is there any possibility to see the previous code?
If you want to like recap or revert with the previous code, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, that will show you here, right? If you go to your application version, so that will give you the complete. Now I have only one, so it will show me only one. But let's suppose you did yesterday, you did the day before, that will show you with the date and time. And whenever you see I want to go back or you are not happy with your current code performance, you can select and simple say deploy. What I'm doing, deploy. It will ask you to which environment, simple, and you can say deploy. Now what this will do for me, this will going to redeploy my environment with the available code which I just selected. Whether this is similar or like doesn't change, but you have taken action, so it will do for you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But that all the environments are available and visible. So, but what is the benefit of this Elastic Beanstalk? Mainly, you really don't care about any CI/CD setup here. It's just providing you everything itself at a console, single location, which you can able to use all the time to manage your all the automation and integration. So please try to learn something about Elastic Beanstalk today, like after session. And there is a Elastic Beanstalk configuration also, how to work with it, right? How to manage the CI/CD. There are a lot of things which you guys can able to like get more understanding and learning about it. Plus, there is a debugging is very nice option available. See, my health is okay because I haven't like I don't have any major changes or minor changes in my code. Everything is same. So it will cross check while you're deploying, and if it doesn't require, it will not do anything for you. If there is a kind of character is a change, then it will complete deploy for you from the action. Plus, guys, there are a lot of time happening in a real time. Your developer or your team will say always like, I have uploaded the code in Elastic Beanstalk, but that is not working. Like, help me to get the latest code. Why? Because generally that developer doesn't have the access, right? So they will already depend on you to troubleshooting things. So you can go here, guys, events, select the debug, error, warning, info, settle error, kind of, whichever you have. Select that, and that will gonna to help you guys with the complete step by step. See this one, environment started, then Elastic Beanstalk, then environment health is okay, right? Going to available, IP is created by Elastic Beanstalk for us, easy to create it, instance added, just 3 minutes, right? It will create your environment health, and this will show you the complete information. So this is something, guys, real-time logs, which we always preferring and going with it, and it's gonna to help our developer to understand where exactly they are failing, whether it is on infra, whether their code is not compatible or anything. Click on logs, you can see. So this will show you request for a log. I am saying here, just show me the 100 lines so that I can be able to understand whether I am good or not. So guys, this will show you instance ID because I have only one, so it will show me. But if I have 10, all 10 instances will give you. Now you can download the log file, guys. This will show me step by step build, deploy, build failure, build success, or anyone is getting any concern inside with the code that can be available here. So why we have download? You can download and share with your developer. Simple. Just go through with the logs and let me know if anything not working. I can help out. Simple in that case. So you can take care of your infra and code will be taken care by your AWS. And developer can troubleshoot their problem according to the current configuration. Right. I hope, guys, we are good. Let me know if anything not clear or concern we can talk about. Or anything from yesterday's topic itself, guys, please let me know. Or any previous discussion also, please let me know. Revati, Swati, anything, just let me know. Yashwan. Guys, feel free to ask. We have 10-15 minutes, so I can. And if you're okay with Elastic Beanstalk, I'm going to terminate, guys, okay? Let me know anything. Thank you. So guys, I'm deleting this. See, when I'm deleting this instance will be also terminated itself because this created by a load balancer for us. Okay, so this won't going to be run anymore. So it's the most cost effective as well, guys. Whenever we doing, it will be clean out everything, whatever the costing, and resources created by Elastic Beanstalk. So I don't have to go with each account and check what I have done, what I have created, I want to keep or I want to delete. Kind of. See, guys, this is going to shut down now. And within 2 minutes, it will be a clear shutdown from here, clear termination. And then my environment will also delete. Now, guys, this is deleting version and also deleting the instance. But guys, this time, if I have that auto scaling and I'm not deleting anything, in this case, like instance failure or something, it will start deploying the instance for me more. That is the benefit of Elastic Beanstalk as a managed services. All right, just 2-3 minutes, guys. I'm deleting. So for you also, I will request you, please, whenever create, delete everything. before leaving the computer, so that will save you guys your cost, and your free tier arts will be shared from here. It will leave as it is. So guys, see, I have both instances terminated, but still this is going on. Why? Because it's deleting all the configurations from background and Elastic Beanstalk itself. Right? So we deleted environment. Now we'll have to delete application. Two parts actually, right? Give the name here, web app, and then delete. So my application is deleted, environment also deleted. I'm free now. I can go here and see all the resources are terminated. It means I don't have to worry, guys, anything left here, or do I get to bill from here now? Everything is clear, just in front of the conditions. And guys, one more thing I would like to install, just to introduce here, that you can go to my billing dashboard from here, right side, in your name, just drag it, and billing dashboard will show you guys how much charges you have with till now and how much you need to pay to AWS. So in my case, it's very minimal, guys. See, just 5 rupees INR because I use the VPN connection only. Rest everything is free for me, guys. Okay. And also this will give you the forecast billing, right? Let's say today 200, then how much it will be complete month and how much I'm going to pay to Amazon, whichever services. And this will help you guys also. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 services highlighted, which are actually taking the bill from there. Okay. In my case, guys, it's a part of VPC 0.05 cents dollar I have to pay. Rest is zero, guys. So that is why I got some billing purpose here. Okay. So always remember this page, guys. This will help you more understanding about billing details, right? How much you're going to pay, how much you have paid, and every month you can do exercise with more understanding on billing purpose. Okay. Because generally what is happening in real time, guys, we have to sit with finance team and give a lot of auditing tricks. Better you can give access, they will give you understand, and you can save your time with more criticality. You can able to work according to that. All right, guys. I hope we are good today, and let me know if anything before wrapping up, so that we'll go up and start the new practical tomorrow, whichever the services. I'll check it out. Okay, guys. Bye bye, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dev.